The history of humanity is dotted with moments when the sky seems to bow toward the earth, whispering discreetly what many do not wish to hear. These are moments that arrive silently, like a heartbeat traversing time, yet capable of changing entire generations. At the heart of these moments lies Medjugorje, a small hill that has become a spiritual beacon continuing to pulse, day after day, with the same force of the first message, a call to vigilance, an invitation to preparation, a light that never ceases to burn. Over the years, Medjugorje has shown impressive consistency. Every word transmitted, every warning, every perceived presence seems to converge toward a single direction, awakening those who sleep, gathering those who are scattered, guiding those who have lost their way toward a new time. Not a distant, indefinite time, but a time that is near, imminent, already perceptible in the air surrounding us. A reality that does not announce itself with clamor, but with signals that only those who are attentive can grasp. The world races, slips, stirs, while hearts become increasingly fragile. Yet, in the chaotic flow of daily life, one senses a different vibration, an intensity that grows day after day. Events seem to interlock like pieces of a mosaic, slowly coming together. Nothing appears random. Nothing appears disconnected from the great spiritual narrative that, for decades through Medjugorje, continues to speak to a distracted humanity. Today that narrative takes on a more urgent tone. Words become heavier, more laden, as if preparing hearts for what is about to manifest. It is not fear. It is not alarmism. It is awareness. It is that kind of awareness that arises when truth begins to pulse so strongly that it can no longer be ignored. Medjugorje has accustomed us to a sacred rhythm, a journey made of warnings and consolations, of calls and promises. But what is now taking shape has a different character, more grave, more decisive. Some warnings cannot be postponed. Some moments demand decision, attention, and presence. And the invitation that passes through this time is clear, direct, definitive. Prepare yourselves before it is too late. Because what is about to happen does not belong to the distant future. It does not concern an indefinite future. It is arriving. It is advancing. It is about to manifest on a precise day, defined, already marked. It will happen this Sunday. This Sunday will not be an ordinary day. Its light will not simply slip through the windows, nor will its silence be that customary of holidays. What awaits us is a perceptible change, a passage subtle yet clear, like when the air charges before a storm, and no one can any longer pretend not to feel the tension vibrating around. It is a day that carries with it a particular resonance, a call that many have sensed for some time without being able to name it. Medjugorje has anticipated it in different ways, through signals, words, intuitions that today seem to converge at a single point. This Sunday will find us facing a truth that can no longer be postponed. It will not be a spectacular event in the eyes of the world, but it will be an inner, profound event, both personal and collective at once. It will be as if a veil were moved aside, as if all of humanity were placed for an instant before what it does not wish to see. It will be a time when consciousness becomes brighter, and precisely for this reason more demanding. Nothing will be able to remain hidden. Nothing will be able to be masked. Truth will seek each of us out, entering into the folds of daily life with a silent force, and precisely for this reason, unstoppable. The fear we are asked to take seriously does not concern material catastrophes, but another kind of earthquake, the spiritual one. The greatest risk will not be what happens outside us, but what might remain motionless within us. This Sunday will bring with it a judgment that does not condemn but reveals, does not destroy but puts to the test, and every heart will be called to respond. It will be a day when many people will feel more intensely the weight of their choices, the direction of their steps, the distance between what they are and what they are called to become. Authentic fear, the kind suggested to us, is the possibility of letting this moment pass without listening. It is the possibility of ignoring the inner call that this Sunday will make more vivid, clearer, more urgent. The danger lies in distraction, in superficiality, in telling ourselves that everything can still wait. But no, this Sunday will not wait. It will be a crossroads, a turning point, a passage that will ask each of us to choose in which direction to orient our lives. And those who are unprepared might feel a sense of bewilderment, like when we realize we have missed an opportunity that will not return in the same way. The words of Medjugorje echo this moment: vigilance, conversion, return to prayer, return to truth. These are calls that become today a concrete preparation, because what arrives this Sunday will not be a mere spiritual event, but a direct invitation to recognize what truly matters, what we have neglected, what risks slipping through our hands. What should we fear? What should we fear then? We should fear our indifference. We should fear the thought that we still have time. We should fear the torpor that envelops hearts when they convince themselves that everything can continue as it is. Because this Sunday is not a day like any other. It is an appeal that cannot be ignored, a call that sweeps across the world like a silent wave, ready to touch everyone without exception. And whoever knows how to listen, whoever knows how to recognize this moment, will feel within themselves a new clarity, a direction, perhaps even an initial bewilderment, but immediately afterward, a sense of purpose. Because this Sunday carries with it an undeniable fact: the time of preparation is ending, and the time of decision is beginning. How to prepare? One must act with lucidity, with inner calm, and with a determination that leaves no room for indecision. Preparation is not made of theatrical gestures or useless alarmism. It is made of discipline, of awareness, of a radical return to what truly matters. The first step is silence, a silence that is not empty, but that becomes space. A space in which consciousness can emerge without being suffocated by the noise of the world. Before this Sunday arrives, it is necessary to find a moment in the day when everything can stop. Worries, anxieties, distractions. Because what is coming requires a vigilant heart, not a heart dispersed in 1,000 fragments. Then comes the truth, a personal truth, the one that each person carries within and often prefers not to look at. The passage of this Sunday will be like a light flowing through the cracks of the soul. To face it, one must be ready to allow oneself to be illuminated. One must recognize what has been neglected, accept one's own fragilities, and stop hiding them behind habits and excuses. Medjugorje has always pointed in the same direction: inner cleansing, sincerity, conversion. And this Sunday asks for exactly this. It asks for sincere hearts, not perfect hearts. Open hearts, not hearts full of pride. Preparation does not end there. One must strengthen spiritual breath, that breath which many have forgotten amid commitments, deadlines, and accelerated life. Prayer becomes an essential instrument, not as a mechanical gesture, but as an encounter that restores, that recomposes, that orients. It is necessary to return to words that instill peace and courage, words that clear the field of fears and open toward trust. It is not about multiplying formulas, but about recovering contact with what is eternal. This Sunday will be a test, and no one will be able to face it without a deep root. If there is something we should fear, it is inertia, passive waiting, the illusion that everything can be resolved without our involvement. For this reason, preparation includes concrete choices. One must free oneself of what weighs, of what confuses, of what prevents one from seeing clearly. Relationships must be reconciled, hearts must be made whole, at least in intention. Because what will happen on Sunday will touch the most intimate chords of existence, and whoever carries rancor within will risk feeling an ache even deeper. Peace is not an accessory, it is a protection. Even the home, the place where we live, needs to be prepared, not with superstitions, but with order. A clean, collected, essential environment favors inner calm. This Sunday will require stability, a full presence, not fragmented. Every gesture made now, every act of care will serve to face what will come with solidity and centering. Then comes courage, a courage that does not arise from physical strength, but from an inner certainty. Whoever has understood the time we are entering senses that this passage is not a punishment, but a call. It is a possibility of redemption, a door that opens and allows light to enter with power. To face it, one must remain steadfast, not be dragged by collective anxieties, not be shaken by the world's panic. This Sunday, someone will feel disturbance, someone will feel relief, and someone will feel a call stronger than anything else. And the way of living that moment will depend on what we will have done in the hours before. The deepest preparation concerns trust, a trust that does not rest on evidence, but on spirit. Trust in the fact that what is coming has meaning. Trust in the fact that nothing is permitted without also bringing a possibility of elevation. Trust in the fact that truth, even when it shakes, heals. Medjugorje has repeated this for more than 40 years. This is a time of grace, but also a decisive time. And this Sunday will be a threshold, a moment that many will remember as the beginning of a new path. It is useful to light a blessed candle, not as a magical gesture, but as a sign of light, a sign of vigilance, a sign that reminds us we are not alone. Light calms, light orders, light protects. Keeping a flame burning while the heart gathers in prayer helps to shape the moment we will experience. It helps to transform fear into presence, apprehension into awareness, uncertainty into listening. This Sunday does not ask for rushing, does not ask for anxiety, does not ask for panic. It asks for heart. It asks for listening. It asks for truth. It asks for an inner yes, decided, silent, total. It asks to set aside distractions and look at what hides between the folds of time. And whoever responds, whoever is ready, will feel within themselves a new strength, a guide, a protection that they had never perceived with such clarity. Because this Sunday is not an ordinary warning, it is a turning point. And whoever prepares with sincerity will be able to pass through it without fear, with eyes open and heart steadfast.